Here in Lifestyle Changers MD, every Sunday, I go live to share with you guys tidbits of health wisdom that I use for myself and also use to coach my patients in order for them to take control of their health. Please feel free anytime in this video, whether you're watching me live or replay, comment in the comment section, write any suggestions, recommendations or questions, anything that pops in your mind, write it down there. I would love to know your thoughts. I like discussing, and I always say this line every week, I like discussing matters of our reality today that we often not pay attention to. But I tell you that the reason why I'm going live every Sunday is to emphasize this not so or seemingly not important topics, but all related to health. I have 17 plus years of combined experience as a medical doctor in the US and a health coach, and I'm learning these things, these facts of life that are related to health must be brought up into the open. So just remember, anything that influences our lifestyle and our dietary choices is very, very important. Okay, so while watching me live or replay, don't hesitate, again, for those who just hop in, don't hesitate to write your comments, questions, anything that you can think about related to this topic today. We'd love to stir up some discussion in our Sunday lives, because my goal is for you guys to get into the habit of learning new things and hoping to cultivate that idea for you to take and start taking action. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is is a question that only a few people can probably, afford to say. So let me tell you what happened this week. You guys know that while I'm still here in the Philippines, I'm still coaching my patients in the US. So I'm doing virtual or a video consultation and coaching. So anyway, last week, I was having this weekly session with my 73-year-old patient, 73-year-old gentleman, and out of the blue, while we're having this session, had a conversation with him about these realities of life, and like most senior citizens, he's got a lot of health issues. But what bothers him with this particular patient is that he's got physical limitation, ambulation, in terms of ambulation or mobility, movement. He has a rare nerve condition that weakens his legs and his arm muscles. So for many years, he's not been able to, walk the way he wants to walk, very limited mobility. And that weakness in his muscles of the legs and arms are due to chronic inflammation. Now, I will talk about chronic inflammation in a different separate episode, guys, because this is very important. But let me continue my story. This gentleman, he feels so irritated at times because in his mind, he wants to do many things, but his body does not, quote unquote, cooperate because of the chronic inflammation in his nerves that weakens his muscles and of the legs and arms. But it was a struggle for him to stay on a whole food plant-based diet. And it still is, although not very much anymore, but there's still some struggle. That's why he continues working with me. And even after 4 years, 4 years has passed since this this health issue started, I can tell that he's actually improving. At one point, this gentleman was almost like a quadriplegic, meaning, both arms and legs can't move. He would require two people to lift him up or transfer him, from chair to bed, bed to chair. Now he's ambulating with the walker, by himself with the walker, and not on medications. And that's what, I'm really proud of him for. Not on any single medication. From not able to move at all to walking with the walker. That's a big leap already with the kind of rare diagnosis he has. But I am proud of him because had he not tried to believe and trust in the power of food as medicine, along with strengthening his mind and emotions, he would not be recovering. So anyway, during our last session, he expressed his thought. His thought just, a no-filter thought. And he bluntly, told me, "Hey, Dr. James," he said, "so many people have suffered so much from health problems, especially for senior citizens like me. Sick and old people like me are only causing so many hassles in the lives of their children and members of the family, not to mention that we or me are causing financial constraints to my family. My medications are too expensive. Why can't," and this is his question, "why can't the human body shut off on its own? Just immediately shut down. Or if not, be it a law to allow sick people to be poisoned to death." That was a striking question that I did not expect. He said, that way, suffering of the sick person and his family end with it too. Why prolong the suffering? Honestly, I did not like that idea, and I wanted to avoid the topic. In my mind, his idea can be reasonable depending on which perspective you're looking at, but I feel it violates everything that I believe to be true. And I'm sure many of you guys agree with me. I admit I was feeling kind of irritated. He hired me to help him get better, which he is getting better and keeps getting better. And suddenly drop those kinds of words, I was like, so what's the point of all this? If you're entertaining that kind of thought. So for a minute or two there, I did not know what to say. So then, kind of took the time to compose myself, because that was just a hardcore question. But then I started focusing on his question. The question is, why can't the human body shut off on its own when it's ailing so much already? As complex and highly efficient as it is, why does our body not have the ability to turn off completely and just die, just die when a person wishes to do so because he's suffering so much? His question was so thought-provoking. I have patients with multiple severe conditions, like patients whose hearts have been blocked so many times, so multiple heart attacks, patients on dialysis because of end-stage kidney disease, on oxygen on their faces, 24 hours, 7 days a week because of chronic lung disease. And I bet they're suffering so much. Has this question ever crossed your mind? If my body can know how to break down food in my stomach, can tell me when I'm hungry, can know when to sleep and when to wake up, then why can it not make it stop working in an instant? Good question, right? I remember this story. I like this story. A story about not giving up. Here's the story. A farmer's donkey fell into the well. The donkey cried for hours, while the farmer tried different ways to get him out from the well. Finally, the farmer decided, there's nothing else I can do. I can't pull this donkey out. So he decided to bury the donkey alive. He's old anyway, he said. So he started shoveling dirt and throwing it into the well where the donkey was. And later, the donkey stopped crying. The curious farmer saw the donkey shaking and doing something amazing. What the donkey did is that he would shake off the dirt that was thrown at him by the farmer each time, and then he stepped up. He used that dirt to step on. So as the farmer shoveled dirt on top of the animal, of the donkey, he would shake it off, and the dirt would go down under his feet and stepped on it. So not too long, the donkey stepped up over the edge of the well, and off he went. Don't you think, guys, we are like that donkey in the story? We fall into the pit of health problems, multiple health problems. Heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, gout, arthritis, autoimmune disease, allergies, asthma, obesity, immobility. It can be shallow and sometimes deep. It can be. Sometimes we can get out of it, but sometimes it's too deep enough that we can't get out of it. And what is our mentality when that happens? Our mentality is we expect somebody to save us. You expect somebody to pull you out, just like that donkey. That farmer in the story that I just narrated, that farmer represents, to me, are the doctors, medications, procedures, money. As a doctor who prescribes medications, or who is trained to prescribe medications and refer you to, specialists for procedures, I know they are not lifesavers. Having a heart bypass, heart stent, dialysis, these are procedures that are life extenders, but not lifesavers. It will not get you out of the pit. That's the point. It will only make your pit a little wider, a little less dark, and a little less lonely. When you are sick, long-standing, but not so sick enough to die, it feels like you are in the pit, in that well. And what medications does is just to make you feel a little bit comfortable, but you're still in the well. You're not supposed to be there. Like the donkey, our body is programmed to not quit, but adapt to circumstances. The body does not give up too quickly when it is sick because it is not designed to give up. It is designed to restore. It is designed to repair, to restore the balance, to repair the injury. That's what the body is designed for. That's why it cannot shut down instantaneously. The human body is not pre-programmed to self-destruct, but to repair when it's broken. But only if you provide the right environment for healing, the right nutrition, the proper diet. To repair when it is broken, but only if you provide the right environment for healing. Please remember that. No matter, regardless of the age, a child, an adult, an elderly. I have so many senior citizen patients, what we call they're in the sunset of their lives, 70, 80, 90-year-old, reversing type 2 diabetes, getting off medications, feeling like they're reborn, because it doesn't matter how old you are. And don't fall into the myth that as you grow old, you'll get sicker. So here's the moral lesson of that story. What took the donkey out of the well was his initiative. His initiative to use what he has, the knowledge, the skills, the time, and a strong faith that he could get out of the well. He did not allow the dirt to cover him, but instead used that dirt to step on. What about you? So I challenge you this week. What about you? Have you used what's been shared to you? Have you applied what you have learned so far? Or have you just allowed yourself to be buried and don't want to take action because you're already comfortable in that well? Remember that as long as you are breathing, doesn't matter anymore how old you are, how many health conditions you have. If you're suffering, and that's the sign, that's the wake-up call for you to take action. Think about that. I hope that you will make it a Sunday routine to join me live here on Lifestyle Changers MD. That's Sunday, Philippine, at 8 a.m. Philippine time, or Saturday, 5 p.m. Pacific time, or 8 p.m. Eastern time. Feel free to share my video. I'd like to spread positivity and hope and empowerment because we have the science to back up that we can heal our body if we only know how to provide the right environment for healing. So please share this video. I'll see you again next week. Enjoy your time with your family. Hope you have a restful Sunday. Bye.